Hello everyone, my name is Grega Horvat and welcome to a new FA video. Here at ForexAnalytix, we have been looking and tracking some major dollar pairs. We were online with Steve at the start of this week when we discussed about potential dollar view. I said that euro dollar could potentially move to the upside, and as you can see, we have seen a very nice bounce in the last 24 hours. So I decided just to cover and make a quick video update on some major dollar pairs. So I will take a look in the euro dollar, cable, dollar index, and also dollar yen. So euro dollar, if I showed you just quick look here into the members area. So what I have been looking at is potential wave 4 pullback down into 50 and 38.2% retracement area. There was also this interesting support highs, actually swing highs from end of November, start of December, and obviously I was looking for a bounce because this was quite decisive break above that level back at the end of December. So when you see some very important levels broken with a sharp, which means strong move through this level, then you can expect a pullback back towards this level, which normally will of course turn into support. So I was looking this to be a nice interesting support area because Fibonacci levels, Elliott wave setup chart, everything suggested that this is only a temporary pullback. So actually it's not a surprise that we are seeing currently prices moving to the upside, and ideally we will see a break to a new high, which means above 2017 highs still this month. Okay, so actually as I see a lot of traders, okay, a lot of new market participants, a lot of new position adjustments will happen, normally happens in January. So this break to a new high could confuse or make some confusion on the markets, okay, because what I see is actually that market is running into a fifth wave of this bullish cycle that began at the end of 2016. So we are actually now in a 12-month bullish rise, which sooner or later will come to an end. Okay, so when everyone trying to become even more bullish, especially once euro dollar breaks these 2017 highs, I think that actually you should be aware that there could be a new pullback. Okay, so technically speaking, I think that there will be a pullback this year, at least in 3 waves, but ideally even in impulsive fashion if we consider that market could actually retrace all this corrective bounce from 2015. Okay, actually if you look at this chart, okay, there is still no real progression or real change in trend. It's actually, market actually did not move anywhere far for the last 3 years in euro dollar. Okay, so actually looking at a monthly chart, it's still a downtrend. So definitely I'm looking for this market to find resistance, especially as I said, we have 5 waves up and we could expect a 3-wave setback minimum, but ideally, because this can be a wave C of a flat correction, reversal to the downside could be much more stronger. Okay, so if we take a look also on cable, and if we consider that those two markets, those two pairs are correlated, then it's not a surprise to see this market also bouncing to the upside. I was also tracking this one. If we make a quick look here on cable, so as you can see here from earlier from today, I expected the bounce and we have seen a very nice move to the upside so far. So it appears the wave 4 is finished. Actually, I always love to keep an eye on daily close prices. Okay, now it's still in the middle of the US session, but if at the end of the US session cable will remain at these levels or maybe even higher, then this will be a very nice confirmation from a candlestick perspective that we have bullish prices going on. Okay, so if you see a bullish close today, then obviously a very strong one actually, then you can expect same direction in the following day. Okay, so ideally we will see a move to the upside into wave 5 of 5. Okay, so actually what I'm looking at is that we are stepping into the final stages of a wave C. So despite bullish view on the 4-hour chart, we have to consider what is going on the daily time frame. And here I can see a double zigzag in progress. So we are in a wave 4, okay? Because clearly at the end of wave 4, because clearly this recovery from 2016 cannot be counted in impulsive fashion, okay? To me, it has too many overlaps, okay? And corrective movements are normally overlapping because they are slow, choppy, okay? So, well, on the other hand, you have impulses which are very strong without overlaps, okay? So if you take a look here back from 2016 down, this decline, it was very strong, okay? So clearly that was an impulsive reactions, and if we consider how slow we are now to the upside, then this should be a correction. So if we take a look also on the weekly chart, what I see is that market is actually here at some resistance area of a former wave 4, and on the monthly chart we are retesting this swing low from 2009 that could be now a nice resistance. Also we are approaching, or we are testing now, this falling trend line that could also limit current upside. So it's a trend line connected from 2014 highs. Also, dollar index is very interesting. Actually, what we see here is same as on the euro actually. So we see prices in a pullback of wave C that is part of a wave 4 flat correction, which means I would expect ideally a very strong bounce. Let's say at the second part of 2018. But before we may see this bounce, we still need a completed downward cycle, which for now it's not done yet. We are tracking a 5-wave fall, and we need 5 waves down within red wave 5 before this downturn can be finished. And it looks like that there are some interesting Fibonacci extension levels here at 90 level, which is also as an psychological support, and then you have 88 level even lower. So this is some kind of a region from where I would love to see a reversal. But it's very important when it comes to trading that if you are looking at some levels, that you don't just react to it, okay, and just put your orders in. So actually I'm tracking levels or region, okay, and then just waiting on a confirmation. So I want to see market to response from the levels that I'm tracking. So I see some 88 to 90 area. I want to see a bounce from these levels before I may act and maybe look for long opportunities if I see a very strong reaction from it, okay, because still it's a downtrend, okay, and I don't want to trade or trying to catch a tick low here on dollar index. Definitely I want to see first from the market to confirm that the low has been placed, and then I follow the market to the upside, and in such case I could look for potential trading opportunities. So as I said, still prices in a 5th wave with room for more weakness. So for now we expect more weakness on dollar index. We expect at the same time more gains on euro dollar and on cable, obviously. So what's going on with dollar yen then? Well, dollar yen also came under pressure this week. Again, it was not a surprise. On Monday, if we were on webinar, I said that we are tracking here a triangle in wave B, and actually back then it was priced around 113, and we have seen a very strong break to the downside. Okay, what I really like about this price action, that is very sharp, and that it was a sharp fall through this lower side of this triangle pattern. Okay, and also 112 was very important level, which was almost retested today, and then as you can see we are again turning bearish. So technically speaking, I see this very nice unfolding bearish price action, probably an impulse that will take us much lower. So based on minimum expectations, actually we should go beneath this wave A level, okay, because this was actually starting point of this corrective recovery back from end of November. So if you see a corrective recovery and once correction is completed, if you assume that correction is finished, then definitely you would expect that this correction will be fully retraced. So I'm looking for more weakness, and ideally we will see a move down towards 110.40, maybe even 109.50. But you really should be aware again of bigger picture, and a bigger picture there's this important trend line. Okay, trend line connected from 2016 lows. So you can see that this trend line could limit weakness around 110. And also this trend line is actually part of potential triangle pattern here on a weekly scale. Okay, so ideally when euro dollar will find resistance, maybe, or let's say around 1.23 or so, cable around what? Let's look. Cable maybe around 1.37, 1.38, and dollar index maybe around 89 or so. That's when dollar yen could also turn its direction. Okay, so if we put all the wave counts or what we have went through now in one context, then we assume that dollar could see a little bit more weakness, let's say for the next few weeks, and then maybe late in February, March, we could see a new swing for this year, okay, which means to dollar bullish scenario, at least into some temporary correction, if not something more significant. Okay, so I also realized that here on dollar yen weekly scale could be that here other wave counts are also possible and valid, but again, I'm trying to put everything into one context. I know that this is very difficult, not easy, but I cannot be very bullish on euro dollar, calling I don't know that we are going back to new all-time highs, while at the same time I would say the dollar yen is also going up. So we really have to consider what one market is doing, what the other market is doing, because if on one market you don't see any clear price action, you just look at other very tight correlated market, maybe the price action on that one would be much more clearer, so you will know what may happen on the first one where the price action is not so clear. Okay, so overall I think that dollar yen, euro dollar, dollar in general could see more weakness, as I said, but then be aware of this new changing trend. Okay, so traders, thank you very much for your attention. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, just find me on Twitter or send me an email for the FA site and I'll be happy to answer. Okay, thank you very much. Bye.